Aiello, the Vice President of Federal Affairs at the National Taxpayers Union. Great to have you, Tommy. This is it doesn't really get a lot of press, but I mean, this Trump accounts, they really do help these families that long term, I mean, this is going to add up over time. You compile all of that over the years. I mean, this is really going to help some families out there.
It's going to be incredible for working families. And I think it's based on this important notion that American children should be invested in America's success. And thanks to President Trump and a Republican Congress through the working families tax cuts that no Democrat voted for, let's keep that in mind, they're finally able to. As you said, the administration, they're going to be putting $1,000 in bank accounts for children, and people can donate up to $5,000 a year in these accounts, and they can't touch it till 18. But why is that important? Well, we know compounding is the most important force in the universe. That $1,000 could turn into thousands down the road, and even more so for every dollar you put in. So it's a short-term, it's a short-term ability for parents to donate, to contribute, but the long-term payoff is going to be monumental.
Yeah, absolutely. We know about how important investments are early on. You hope that you really see the benefits down the line. My husband is very involved in this, obviously setting up for our 6-month-old daughter. We would qualify for the Trump accounts. But Tommy, for folks who just had a baby or are about to, how difficult might it be to set up one of these accounts? We see our director's son, Noah, there, and then my daughter, Veronica, on the right.
I don't think it'll be too difficult. The administration, they made it really easy so far just to download the app and put in your information. Of course, you need a social security number and proof that the child was born. But other than that, it's relatively simple. And what I really like about these Trump accounts is employers are able to contribute as well. My employer, the National Taxpayers Union, they're going to be matching the federal government's contribution. And what makes this whole thing so special, in addition to what employers are able to do, is you have these wealthy benefactors like Michael Dell, who started Dell Computers. He's contributing another $250 per child born in some of the most poorest and forgotten communities across the country. I think we need more of that in America, more wealthy people stepping up and contributing into what children can benefit in the future.
Very good point. The Democrats, they have criticized this program. I don't know why you'd criticize it, but they say that this is potentially there could be changes to Social Security. That was the talking point. What's your reaction to that?
I think it's really unfortunate. When we think about the working families tax cuts, there were no changes to Social Security and to Medicare. It really was about extending these huge tax cuts that President Trump put in place in 2017. And when you look at it, we call it the working families tax cuts because it's so important for working families. It locked in lower tax rates. It increased the child tax credit, which is so important for millions of families, and it lowered rates and it increased the standard deduction as well. When you take all of those things together, families received a $3,600 tax cut because of the Trump tax cuts. And you layer this on top, the benefits of the working families tax cuts is going to be huge for American families. So really, it makes you scratch your head. Why would Democrats want to vote against a bill that is so important for working families?
Yeah. Good point. The vice president's also expecting a new baby boy, so that'll be fun. We'll see if he can maybe show us and walk us through signing up for a Trump account for his son, coming very soon, by the way. And the second lady looks amazing. Tommy, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
You got it. Okay, TJ and John.